Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. In the afternoon, M paced the temple garden alone. He was deeply absorbed in the thought of the Master and was pondering the mastered words concerning the attainment of exalted state of the Paramahamsa after the elimination of grief and desire. We saw a few paragraphs behind. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you get rid of the grief and eliminate grief and desire. Grief, we saw, is one of the Ashtapashas. Shoka. And it is within your desires are within your control to give up. Just have to decide that, so I have to will. I will not need that. I will not have that anymore. So even in day-to-day life, people going to a pilgrimage center, many times they give up certain things to practice this habit of giving up at will. The thing which they like most, suppose they go to Kashi. Now, a person, suppose he likes mangoes. He gives up that mango. I will not have any more mango in my life. So this giving up must become at will, at any time, must become desire. Any desire comes, oh, why am I desiring this? I have an alternative. I can have this instead of that. Now I have time, I feel like browsing through the cell phone or looking at a television. Now I have an alternate which is going to help me. I know I will not see television or go through the cell phone. Now I will read Bhagavad Gita. Now I am giving up a desire. I am taking up in it. I have an alternative to keep myself engaged in the same way with the same interest. I can shift. I can create an interest in anything. I can give up the interest in anything. So it is within my control. Similarly, the desires and grief. Grief is what I have superimposed. I need not accept the grief at all. I need not yield to grief. Suppose I have lost something, I can immediately make it an opportunity to move towards God. Suppose even some great things like I have lost my child, a mother has lost her child. She can take it in a positive way or negative way. She can question the God, why did you do this? I have not harmed anybody, or I have not done any mistake in my life. Why did you do like this? Same time, oh, everything has to part one day. I don't know why God has, but I know elders have told me that there is no injustice in nature and God. So trust in that. Oh, something good is going to happen in and through this. Maybe I have lost my child. Maybe he is needed elsewhere immediately for a good cause. Or maybe that it was going to harm me in future, that I am not able to go proceed in my spiritual life. God has taken and removed the obstacles in my path or obstacles in His path. I can take it as positive or negative. That is within my control. Giving up desire is within my, giving up grief is within my control. If you give up this consciously, then you'll be a Paramahamsa. That M is going on chewing the cud. Paramahamsa, after the elimination of grief and desire, M said to himself, who is this Sri Ramakrishna? Now and then, who is this? When you see a person who is highly spiritualized, extremely humble, like a child, and serving all with love, maintaining equanimity, pure to the heart, seeking welfare of all good and great qualities are there. You'll wonder, who could it be? Why has he come in my life? Who could it be? Has God Himself has sent someone, some angel to me? These doubts come. Who is he? Who is he? Because these are uncommon miracles that happen in man's life. To see an ideal, from ancient times we have heard, every person needs a guru, a teacher, and an exemplifier. One who exemplifies, be an example for the others. To exemplify the ideal in front of us. Somebody must be there. Now and then I am able to see that completely manifest in a person. Suppose telling truth, or serving people, or doing anything, I must have total acceptance. I must have that vision. Each time I see, complete manifestation of that ideal must be there. Ideal is there in my mind. An exemplifier who is going to exemplify it in his life, and it is constantly shining in him, must be there. To make that concrete in my life. It should not be abstract in my mind. It must be concrete in my mind. To make it effective, it is something like I am taking food, I am digesting it, and I am absorbing it as nutrition, and it is pervading my whole body and energizing me. To that extent of assimilation, it must be this assimilation and total implementation is possible when it is exemplified in somebody's life. So, who is Sri Ramakrishna? That question comes. Acting as my teacher. Has God embedded Himself for our welfare? Most of the people, through this way of thinking, analysis, they accepted Sri Ramakrishna as the incarnation of God. To few, He revealed Himself being the incarnation of God. The Master Himself says, has God embodied Himself for our welfare? The Master Himself says that no one but incarnation has come down to the phenomenal plane from the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. One who enters, anybody entering into Nirvikalpa Samadhi gets dissolved. They don't come back. Now, a sugar pellet falling in water immediately starts dissolving. You cannot get it back anymore. If you pick up the remaining, its surface is already dissolved in water. Much of it has gone into the water. So, the moment it touches, it dissolves. It has no existence independent of water now. This existence independent of water is not there. So, when a person enters into Nirvikalpa, he is divine. Every person is, Swamiji says, every soul is potentially divine. The divinity which is in potential state or in kinetic state, it is waking up. It is becoming one with the divinity is becoming fully manifested and dissolving in the Absolute. The Chaitanya is becoming mixed in the Chaitanya. Drop is going to enter into the ocean. Now how that, suppose a drop enters into the ocean, how it will come back again? It has no separate existence. It itself becomes bliss, absolute. When a jiva enters into Brahman, he becomes that. He becomes the ocean of bliss himself. Where is the question of coming back? Those who are incarnation of God, they alone can come back. Here the Master himself says that no one but an incarnation can come down to the phenomenal plane from the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, anybody enters forever. It is eternal bliss, peace, love, absolute. Who will come back? Any moth seeing the light will never enter into darkness. So like that, it is once you are dissolved, and from that to come back, only incarnation. So they see Sri Ramakrishna entering into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, stating, Tatapuri Maharaj comes to teach that. And we see Sri Ramakrishna has come back to the phenomenal plane to teach others. So this kind of through inference, when the pratyaksha is not possible, anumana is applied. I am not able to see, actually, it's not a realization to me, but I can, pratyaksha is not anumana. Yatra yatra dhumaha, tatra tatra vanni. Wherever there is smoke, there is fire behind. This identity, through reasoning, through analysis, they will come to the, he has done like that, he must be an incarnation. This he has done, he must be somebody has given mukti, he must be an incarnation. Somebody's karma he has destroyed, he must be an incarnation of God. Because destruction of karma cannot be done by anybody, including enlightened soul. Only Ishvara can do. So these analyses infer, give them, confirm, assert that he is an incarnation of God. Has God himself come down for the welfare, our welfare? The Master himself says that no one but an incarnation can come down to the phenomenal plane from the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Monday, December 24th, 1883. At 8 o'clock in the morning, Sri Ramakrishna and I were talking together in the pine grove at the northern end of the temple garden. This was 11th day of Yam's stay with Master, almost half a month. This is the 11th day. They are talking in the pine grove, northern end of the temple. It was winter. The sun had just risen. The river was flowing north with the tide. Not far off could be seen the bale tree where the Master had practiced great spiritual austerities. The temple is there, the northern portion, end of the northern portion is on one side is a pine grove and other side towards the river is the pine grove, and away from it to the east there is the one bale tree under which Sri Ramakrishna does lot of sadhana, spiritual practices. Where practice great spiritual austerities. Sri Ramakrishna faced the east as he talked to his disciple and told him about the knowledge of Brahman. When you are in the company of a holy man, it is a constant company with God. A holy man never speaks anything that is unwanted to a person. Though it may be secular in this normal sense, it is something he is introducing, something he is telling, something he is talking. A holy man knows nothing else other than God. His awareness is always filled with God. His mind is at the feet of God. He doesn't see anything else. So, in the company of holy man, you always something or the other, new information go on coming. And unbroken thought with the unbroken touch with the divine continues. So, Master is giving him the jnana of the Brahman, told about the knowledge of Brahman. Master, the formless God is real, and the equally real is God with form. Nirguna Nirakara, Saguna Sakara. Both are real. God with form is also real, God without form also is real. Nangta used to instruct me about the nature of Satchidananda Brahman. He would say that it is like an infinite ocean, water everywhere, to the right, left, above, below. Water enveloped in water. It is water of the great cause, motionless. Waves spring up when it becomes active. Its activities are creation, preservation, and destruction. He is explaining about the Brahman, how the unmanifest is becoming manifest as the universe. The slow transformations it is undergoing, it is manifesting. Unmanifest and manifest, saguna sakara, nirguna nirakara. I always give the example of you are speaking in cell phone. Your words are coming out of mouth which is audible, which can be perceived through senses. And it is finite, it is not infinite. It is finite, it is limited to a small space. I am talking to you now. It is only this hall, within the hall somebody can hear. Suppose about 100 meters away they cannot hear. It is localized, it is finite. Now when you speak in the cell phone, it converts into unmanifest. Unmanifest is all pervading. This is manifest, that is unmanifest. Sound is coming out of mouth, cannot be, it can be heard through the ear, and it converts into electromagnetic waves, which is all pervading and cannot be seen by any of the senses, nor mind or intellect. We have the 5 senses, mind and intellect for cognition. None of them can cognize. You don't know what is electric, you cannot see by any means or perceive it, you cannot smell it, you cannot touch it. None of the five senses can depict. Mind also cannot depict, intellect also cannot depict, because senses have not given the information. So this avyakta again reaches, it immediately becomes all pervading. Vyakta becoming avyakta becomes all pervading. Vyakta is finite and localized and perceivable. Avyakta is imperceivable, all pervading. It reaches his mobile cell because of its all pervasiveness. And that person, that mobile, can manifest it again as sound waves. It is converting the unmanifest into manifest final. The mind manifest can be again heard. What I am speaking here, it becomes disappears and appears in his phone again, that he can hear. So this unmanifest, another example we have is here. Now the humidity is there. We don't see water portion at all. Even wetness is not there. But the humidity is about 65%. 65% water is there in the air. Now, suppose I am not able to see it at all. Cool it. The moment you start cooling it, it immediately becomes mist, fog. Fog is like air. You can immediately see fog. It is becoming already visible. Again, still cool. It becomes small particles joined together, and this is called mist. It becomes mist. Still cool down. You get water. Still cool down. Ice become more. Water becomes ice. Where is the water vapor, unseen water vapor? Where is the solid ice piece? The whole thing has got converted into this ice piece. So manifestation is becoming unseen to be perceived through the senses, which cannot be perceived through senses, is making itself precipitate in such a way senses can perceive it. This is manifest. So the Sri Ramakrishna is telling the formless God is real, and equally real is God with form. Now formless is real, form is also real, because formless is always endowed with power, Shakti. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti always goes with the Chaitanya. And the energy can be converted into matter. So again precipitates as matter. It is Brahman. He would say that it is like an infinite ocean of water. Water everywhere, to the right, left, above and below. Suppose you are immersed in this center of the ocean, how will you see? Everywhere water, above, here, there, any side you see, It is water and water alone. It is like that kind of water is the ocean of Satchidananda. That is, here it is made up of water, there it is made up of Chaitanya. Chaitanya Sagara, Ananda Sagara. Enveloped in water. It is water. It is water of the great cause, motionless. Karana. Karanasyapi karana. It is motionless. Everything is calm. Waves spring up. When it becomes active, its activities are creation, preservation and sustenance. Preservation and destruction. That is retraction, we use the term. It doesn't get destroyed. It retracts back. Now, this, when the energy becomes active, activities are creation, preservation. Motionless and with motion. Another example Sri Ramakrishna gives is always the snake. Whether snake is moving or snake is rest. Snake has put itself coiled up and simply sitting, it is called Brahman. When it gets up, wakes up and starts rizzling and going away, moving in a haphazard way, then it is the Shakti, energy Shakti, Brahman and Shakti. When it is motionless, it is Brahman. When it is moving, it is Shakti, power. That Sri Ramakrishna often gives that example of snake sitting coiled and moving about. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.